Hey friends, welcome to Wild Coffee Homestead. I'm Bonnie. It is so nice to meet our new viewers. We have so many new viewers that have been joining in on our journey. I'm so glad to meet you and can't wait to get to know you better. Well, I am sitting in Miss B's garden. This is a new garden to us as of the spring. And I want to show you guys what the summer is looking like. I'm so excited. If you guys have been watching for a while, you might remember that last spring we planted a garden and it was right in the ground level. Well, we are in Florida, zone 9B, and our homestead tends to hold a lot of water. It's low, and we get a lot of water here in Florida. So Kevin, my sweet, hardworking husband, has built a new garden for us this spring that's raised up about 12 inches. He's built it up. We have raised beds on top of building it up, and it's doing great. We just had a tropical storm that came through about a week ago, dumped 10 inches of rain in about 2 to 3 days. Well, we were flooded, our yard was flooded, but guess what? Miss B's garden was high and dry. What a blessing. We worked so hard to get to this point. We just didn't know what would happen. You might realize here in Florida, I didn't know this last year, but our growing season's pretty short in the spring for certain crops. Squash, cucumber, a lot of things don't last very long. It's just too hot. Even tomatoes. Tomatoes like heat, but come June, tomatoes are pretty much done. Squash has been done for probably a month now. I've already cleaned those all out, taken them out of the beds, but we have a ton of stuff that I want to show you guys that is still thriving, and it is just beautiful. And trust me, it's not because I've been giving a lot of TLC. If you've been watching, we got 19 chicks, we got 20 but lost one, and a guardian goose about 6 weeks. No, it's been 7 weeks now. 7 weeks ago. Can I tell you something? I am devoting a whole lot of time and energy to those little babies, and they are doing real good. And before we end this video, I'll give you a little sneak peek to see how they're doing. But they are taking up a lot of time. So needless to say, the garden hasn't been getting much attention as it probably would have last year at this time. Let me show you around here. It's a lot of fun. I was just telling Kevin, I was looking out, our kitchen window overlooks the garden, and I said, wow, it's so awesome to see green growing out here. So anyway, come on, let's go look. So I have to share with you guys my new favorite okra. Last year, everything in our garden rotted. It got flooded. We had 70 slips of sweet potatoes. They all rotted. There was one thing that survived the floods that we had, okra. Well, I have a new favorite. Last year's favorite was Clemson spineless, and I have some in the garden now, but I have a new favorite. It's this beauty right behind me. It's called Hill Country okra. I got it from M.I. Gardner. It is wonderful. They get large and kind of more plump than your average okra, but they are delicious, and they can get quite large and they're still tender. So I was really excited about that. But we do have a lot of the Clemson spineless, and it does amazing here in Florida. You might wonder, what can survive in this heat in Florida? Okra loves heat. We planted it back in probably March, and it was really slow going. But once that heat kicked in, which as you can tell, I'm sparkling a little bit from the heat, the okra just went crazy. I think I have, goodness, about 13, 14 okra plants, both the Clemson spineless and the Hill Country okra, and they're doing amazing. We eat it roasted, we eat it in gumbo. I haven't started pickling it yet, but last year I made tons of pickled okra. Delicious, so good. So I had to share that with you. Also, our herbs are doing amazing. Lemon balm, just these big, gorgeous plants. I've been using a lot of oregano for the chickens. It's really good for them. I sprinkle it on their food, fresh oregano every day. It actually acts as an antibiotic for them. But just have tons of oregano, thyme. Like I said, the lemon balm is just gorgeous. We have that mixed in here with our beds. It tends to act as a deterrent. It confuses the pest. They smell the herbs and they aren't as attracted to the tomatoes or any of the plants, peppers. Speaking of peppers, we have tons of peppers. Kevin actually moved our self-wicking beds from fall, which are still thriving, some of them, moved them into this big garden here. So now we have this year's spring's peppers growing as well as last fall. So if any of you guys are local, call me, text me, do something. But I have peppers coming out our ears, jalapenos. Speaking of which, I pickled some jalapenos, peppers. Well, because of this pandemic, I didn't have any gloves, so I just used my hands. Little did I know that it wasn't just a safety precaution not to touch your eyes. My hands burned for almost a week. I did all the tricks, went online to figure out how to get the oils out of my hands, but it just took time. But anyway, just a word of warning, if you ever cut a lot, I cut a lot of peppers. The mariachi and the jalapeno, they're both pretty spicy, and it burned horribly. So learn from my mistake. So I'm not going to pickle anymore until I can get some gloves. Kevin said he might have some that I can borrow, which would be just perfect. So we've got peppers, tomatoes, not so much. Pretty much, there's a few on these dead vines, but they're pretty much done. It was sad to see them go, but it's just too hot. They just can't hold up. Eggplant is another thing that is absolutely thriving right now in this heat. We have 3 different varieties. A beautiful white one, it's called Casper, and they are delicious. Kevin had made fillets out of them. He skinned them and then put them in a pan with some butter and sauteed them. Can I tell you, I thought I was eating the most delicious. It had the texture of fish, but just a wonderful flavor. I think he blackened them. Delicious. And then we have the long skinny purple ones, and then we have a beautiful Rosa Bianca that is just amazing. I think that's what he did the fillets out of. They're kind of round, about this big, and just beautiful. I think I got them just because they're so pretty. But they have done really well too. Green beans didn't do so well for me. I have friends here in Florida have just done great with green beans, and honestly, if I didn't have the chickens, I probably would have replanted. It's really good to do a succession planting for the green beans, so that way you keep having a harvest of them. But because of our new little babies, I have not had the time to get out here to do that. Our sweet potato is another thing that thrives in the summer. I don't do anything to it. I don't even water it. Last year, like I said, we had 70 slips and they all rotted in the ground. It was disgusting. So now they're in raised beds in here and they're just doing wonderfully. I have 2 areas that we're growing the sweet potatoes, which is exciting. It takes, I think, about 120 days. So they've been in there probably a couple months. So we got a ways to go for those to produce. But I want to show you a special plant my friend gave me. I want to share it with you because it's doing incredible as well. This beauty right here is called an African potato mint. It produces tubers under the ground. It's not actually a potato, but it's a starch, and it's really good for you. For those of you who might have a sensitivity or allergy to nightshade plants such as potatoes, guess what? You can eat these. This was one little potato starter that my friend Lee gave me. Stuck it in the ground. I didn't know if it would grow. And look at it. It is just gorgeous. It's in the mint family, obviously. It does not smell like mint, and you don't eat the leaves. But at the end of the season, this plant will start to turn brown. And one plant can produce up to 100 little potatoes. They're not very large, they're kind of small, probably about the size of a $half or dollar. And it's just beautiful. I have done nothing to it. It is growing just beautifully. Over in Sally's garden we have one as well that Sally's mommy, Barb, gave me. And Sally's our second guardian goose that we got that we were able to rehome to Barb and Kevin, in case you're wondering who I'm talking about. Talk like they're kids or something. They are. But anyway, she gave me one too in Sally's garden, and it's doing wonderfully too. So I'm really excited to harvest those. What I'll do is just keep a couple potatoes from after it's harvested, put them back in the ground, and we'll have another season of them. So it's fun to have perennials in the vegetable garden as well as the annuals. And real blessed by this. Thank you, Lee, for this, the gift that you gave us and the secret that you let us in. It's actually kind of rare from what I hear. She was able to find it at Green Dreams, Pete Canaris's place up in Newport Richey. So check him out. He's got an online store. We get a lot of our stuff from him. Amazing stuff. Fruit trees and all edibles. Amazing. Am I sparkling? I feel like I'm sparkling. Once it hits the eyes, it's all over. That's when I go in. Hence why I wear a sweatband to work outside in. Found a little shade. That feels much better. It's crazy what the difference of it when you're in the shade versus the direct sun. Amazing. But this is our blueberry bed that we planted in spring. Doing amazing. It put out a great amount of blueberries. Had to share some with the cardinals. I noticed they were regularly visiting our garden. I say that fast. But anyway, I didn't mind because we mainly wanted to get the young ones started so they could grow, gain some momentum with the plant itself and not have to put so much into the blueberries. But the older ones here that were established just bounced back. We repotted them from pots, put them in here. They did incredible. They're so happy. They look like different plants. And we got a ton of blueberries off of those, even though the cardinals did get some. So that was a lot of fun. Looking forward to next year. We will build a hoop protection with bird netting over it, because next year we're not going to share with those birds. They're going to be ours. We can freeze them, make blueberry smoothies. We eat blueberries on our cereal every single morning, so they're so good for you, full of antioxidants. So I'm really excited about that and so happy that they're doing well. And everything is high and dry. What a blessing. One thing that didn't make it through that 10 inches of rain was this arbor. It was covered with cucamelons and cucamelon plants, vines. It was just absolutely breathtaking. Totally turned brown, the whole top. So I went ahead and tore it down. The lower areas still have some life to them, so I cut everything back. I thought, well, who knows, maybe that thing will rebound and come back for a second round. But it was just gorgeous. It was kind of the focal point for the garden, and we love those little cucamelons. It's looks like a little watermelon but tastes like a cucumber. And pickled some, used them on salads, just ate them for snacks. So it was a real treat, and I think they're going to come back anyway next year from what I hear. So even if it doesn't rebound this year, I look forward to trying it again next year. But it was just so pretty. Such a pretty entrance to the garden. All right, guys, going to introduce you to the girls. Heading over to the coop. They see me coming. They're looking out their window. Hey, girls. Hey. There's my girls. Sun's kind of bright in our eyes, isn't it? Hey, Tilly. This is Tilly's Posse. Let's go in and see how they're doing. I'll introduce you to them. Hey, girls. Hey, Tilly. Hey, Tilly. Are you saying let me out? It's that time of night. Where you been, Mama? Hey, Susie. All right, let's get some of these girls out. Tilly. Get to come out first. So this is Tilly. She's our guard goose. She's a tufted Roman gosling. Can you believe she's a gosling? She's only 7 weeks old. She's playing camera shy, aren't you? So what our night routine is, Tilly always comes out first because it's all about Tilly. Ask Kevin. It's all about Tilly, isn't it? So we get her out. Gonna get some of the chicks out. We have a little cage we put them in that keeps them safe out here, and let them play. Well, welcome Tilly's Posse. This is a black Australorp. The black Australorps are probably the sweetest ones that we have. I tried to pull at least one out here of each of the types that we have. Ooh, okay, she's feisty. You're gonna go in and play with your friends, I know. Enough holding you. Whoops, there goes a Susie. You come out to say hi? We're out of control. These girls are 7 weeks old and they're ready to go. They want to be outside, they want to play in the dirt. So we have this little cage with our bunny cage that doesn't have a bottom in it. Hey Tilly, hey Tilly. So they come out here, we bring them out about 7 to 10 at a time. We have 19 and let them play. We let them dig for bugs, we let them take dirt baths. We feed them treats in there. They get their scrambled eggs. Oh, somebody just squawked. And in the evening time, I just take volunteers, whoever wants to come out. Of course, now they've caught on to this game. They all want to come out. Susie is a speckled Sussex, as you saw on our Ramblin' Roost sign on our coop. That's the image that I tried to duplicate was a speckled Sussex. Yeah, you're beautiful. She's fairly calm. She's fairly calm. We had ordered all hens. Okay, you're going back in. We had ordered all hens from McMurray Hatchery. And so far, we just have a few in question. Some of our barred rock are a little bit red on their comb, and they're starting to get red wattles. I'm not sure, but ever since the very first day, we called them Linda because they're kind of bossy. I don't know if you guys remember that video of the little boy. It says, "Hey Linda," he's talking to his mom. "Hey Linda, listen to me, Linda." Well, that's where the name came from. Did you find something to eat there? So we're still not sure if we have all hens. This is our beautiful Americana. Her name's Pumpkin, because she's a beautiful pumpkin color, aren't you? And you are sweet. You're a good girl. They're Easter eggers, so they're going to lay light green or light blue eggs. I see you, Tilly. You don't like me paying attention to the chicks. So I just want to introduce you to the new family. We're doing good. We've had some trials. I'll make a video just of about them and what we've been going through. Definitely a challenge. Every day brings a challenge, and we have to troubleshoot and figure things out. But they're doing well. They are ready to be out of that coop. And I bring them out and spend a lot of time out here with them just so they can be out and stretch their wings. Of course, Tilly, you love to be out, don't you, baby? You love being out. Tilly's my girl. Yes, Tilly's my girl. I think she's camera shy. She's the sweetest thing ever. I never thought I would love a goose. I love this goose. She's a sweetie. Well, if you all haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We're so thankful and thrilled that you're with us on this crazy journey. I just hope that I can motivate you all to grow some food. Last year I was really discouraged with the troubles we had, and just learning, every day's learning, and it does get better, it does get easier. Always challenges, always learning. So from Wild Coffee Homestead, till we see you next time. Bye. You a good girl? Are you shy? Are you camera shy? Are you? Tell me about it. Are you camera shy? Yes. You said, where are my treats? Where are my treats? You're holding out on me. You're holding out on the treats, huh? All right, go play. Go get your water. Go get your water. What you doing there, Missy? Are you hiding? You are funny. You are so funny. What are you doing? I don't know what she's doing. You like sitting on my lap?